Picking the right dish machine for your facility ensures that you match your facility's infrastructure to the volume and quality that you expect. Keep watching to learn more about the different types of dish machines. We know that determining the dish machine that would best fit your kitchen can seem like an overwhelming decision, but we are here to help. In this video, we are going to break down and compare the different types of machines, how they work, and when they are best utilized, starting with low-temp versus high-temp machines.
The first thing to consider when looking at dish machines is really to consider the primary purpose of a commercial dish machine in a kitchen. And that purpose is to not only help clean your dishes, but more importantly is to sanitize your dishes. Low-temp dish machines do that out of chemical sanitization. And so they're going to run chlorine sanitizer through them at the final stages in order to sanitize that ware. In a high-temp dish machine like the one on my right, we sanitize through temperature by reaching 160 degrees Fahrenheit, thereby sanitizing it. The reason why you need to know the choice of what you want to go with has to do with the facility makeup or the wiring that you have capability for. A low-temp dish machine is typically going to run off of a 110 volt outlet, where a high-temp dish machine is typically going to run off of either one or multiple 240 volt circuits in your restaurant. Now the next constraint is to think about space in your kitchen. You've got upright dish machines like this one that come in different sizes, right? But they go from floor up, they take roughly 2 feet of space and then go up to 5 feet of space. Or an undercounter dish machine that is going to be meant primarily to fit under the counter in the back of a kitchen or under the counter at a bar. It's really based on the amount of space you have in your restaurant and a little bit of the volume. Upright dish machine in generic terms is going to allow you more volume, more racks per hour to go through it versus an undercounter dish machine because of the configuration of tables, right? An upright dish machine has doors on the side or will have tables coming off the side that you can fit 1 rack or 2 racks or up to 4 racks, whatever, off of the machine as you're feeding it through. Where an undercounter dish machine is a door type, right? You're going to do 1 rack at a time, place it in, pull it out, next rack, right? So you can physically feed more through an upright machine over the course of time than you can on an undercounter. When looking at specifically undercounter dish machines, you really have 2 choices. You still have the choice between high temp and low temp, but in addition, you've got a choice between a door type machine like this one on my right, or a carousel machine like this one on my left. The difference is this carousel machine is a continuous feed machine. You're going to place your glasses on it, it's going to work its way around the carousel until it's sanitized, and then it's going to stop itself. You can feed as many glasses as you want as long as you keep them clear. So it's really washing that as it goes, and you can grab those glasses to use again, versus having to put glasses in a rack, put that rack in this machine, store that rack somewhere so on. The third choice that we'll talk about is the decision really based on volume that you expect at your facility. And depending on your choice, increases the volume of dishes you can do per hour of use. Your first choice is on my right, which is a single machine. It does 1 rack at a time. For every time you open and close the door, 1 rack of dishes is completed. Your next choice is upgrading to a double machine to really double the capacity of a single. Put 2 racks in at a time, so for every time you open and close the door, you complete 2 racks of dishes. Your third choice is upgrading to a conveyor. A conveyor machine really changes the operations in the dish room. Go from what is a door type machine that for every time you close the door, you get a particular number of racks through, to a continuous feed machine that as you add more racks and you have space on the outfeed tables, you will continue to run. A conveyor works on an internal cog that moves that rack through the machine automatically without anybody pushing it through. As soon as it reaches the other end, there's a limit switch that turns it off. So if you're not using it or you've finished your run, it'll automatically turn the machine off. A conveyor dish machine lets you greatly increase the capacity that you can clean in your dish room. But it also is dependent on the size of space that you have available and the power available. If you take more power, in some cases they require either an onboard or an external booster to be able to run the machine in either a low temp or high temp fashion. So before you choose a conveyor, right? They need the right size and power in order to be able to accommodate this type of machine.
Now that we've learned about the different types of dish machines, you may be wondering, how much does a dish machine cost with state cleaning? The cost of a machine through us is dependent on the type of machine as well as the volume usage. The machine rental can cost somewhere between this range, and the corresponding chemical program can cost somewhere between this range. In addition to our chemicals, when you're on an agreement with us, we handle preventative and emergency maintenance and provide detailed service reports directly to you, all at no extra cost. We understand there is a large cost range in our machines and chemicals, and the easiest way to get a more accurate cost would be to visit www.stateindustrial.com and hit the Contact Us button to get in touch with one of our highly trained representatives. Then we can provide a free on-site survey to hone into the specific needs for your facility.